Good morning, everyone.
It's a big day for Tiffany today.
I know. I'm doing something that's making me a little nervous. I've never been an advocate of what I'm doing today. And I've always told Coco, don't do that, don't do that.
It's okay to change your mind.
I'm changing my mind. So stay tuned. This is going to be a super exciting morning. We're going to be doing a Y-lift on my face with fillers. And a lot of people don't know a lot about fillers. So Pamela is going to give you a little education on what fillers are what, how long they last, and where you put them. And there's something that always bothers me about when I see people who have a lot of fillers, they get that pillow face. And that's one of the reasons I never wanted to get...
They look like a marionette? Is it like a puppet? Oh, a puffer fish.
Pillow face.
Okay.
And also because I try to stay as clean as possible. So some of my friends out there, you guys, I'm sorry you don't have to watch this. It might be really bad for you.
And it's going to be graphic.
Yeah.
So if you're queasy, you might not want to... If you get queasy about needles and stuff, you might not want to watch.
Everything that comes in my mouth pretty much is really clean. Now what comes out of my mouth, it should be more regulated. I've done as much as I can to my skin itself. I have no makeup on except lipstick. And you know, I've got spring back in the actual epidermis and into the dermis from needling. But there's a place deeper than that I'm gonna turn 60 soon. And there is a place, it's just sinking. So a lot of people want to address just this. And what I notice is they start getting puffy around here. I don't want to look like that. We contour right here. So we don't put fillers here. They're going above where you want to highlight and here where you highlight. And then I got Kybella 2 weeks ago. So my double chin is slowly starting to, I can feel it getting tighter. Wait till you see that video. I look like I had gained 200 pounds. I had a 200-pound chin. It was awful. So I'm either gonna look like a monster or I'm gonna look really good. Now, luckily, this pretty much goes away within about 2 years. So if I look like a monster, it'll only be 2 years.
She's not gonna look like a monster.
But as the mad scientist, I really want to try this.
So stay tuned until the end so you can see some amazing before and after photos. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. It just shows us that you love what we're doing.
I'm always doing a new experiment on my face, and it's okay because it's my face. So if you don't agree with what I'm doing, you know what? It's okay. I respect that, and just respect me for doing it.
Yes.
We get to do what it is that we want to do. And for those of you out there who are doing fillers, I thought this would be a good educational YouTube because this way you're gonna see what fillers look like put in here. So we have a medical aesthetics area of our skincare studio, and Pamela is the one who does all of our injections there. So this is Pamela. And so I'm gonna have her talk a little bit about what the difference is between different fillers, how long they last, and what they do.
I'm a physician assistant, so I'm trained in specialty surgery, and I've worked in plastics and aesthetic medicine for the past 8 years. Been practicing for a little over 10, and I'm working with Miss Lovely Tiffany today to give you guys some education on fillers. It's a wonderful world out there.
And it's a scary world because, like we were talking about a while back, she also works in our studio. So this is one of the satellite places that she works, which is really convenient for me and my clients. And I love her, so it's really nice. Aww. I love having you here. But one of the things that I had talked about is the pillow face, how people start getting all puffy in here because they just address filling here. So if you fill this up, it's gonna come out, which is gonna do that.
Exactly. What a lot of people don't realize is they see the effects of aging on their face and they say, I don't like this, I don't like this. But they don't realize why that began, what's happening underneath the surface. And so as you're aging over time, you're losing a lot of the important structure down below the skin. Mostly a lot of the fat pads that sit naturally to form our cheekbones, and also a lot of the elasticity of the skin in general. So while we can sit here and try and treat the lines and the parts that we don't like, we have to really think about it on a deeper level and understanding the anatomy underneath, why we're losing that volume. So to really correctly address all these signs of aging on the surface, we have to actually go down deep and fix the problem where it started.
Which is my cheekbones.
Yep, right on the cheeks.
Because as this sags, look at ooh, the wrinkles.
Everybody says they don't like this, but
if
it's
we
from
lift
everything
it,
falling.
if we
Gravity.
lift this up and this. Okay, so a lot of people have questions on fillers. What fillers are what? I know it's sort of like the difference between Kleenex and Puffs. It's all tissue.
Yes.
There's just different brands of particular things.
So when we talk about fillers, we have a couple of different brands of fillers. I've only brought 2 today, although there are others. One of the main brands that we use is called Restylane, okay? And within the Restylane family of fillers, we have different names. So you'll see Lift, Silk, Refyne, Defyne. These are all different products within the Restylane family of fillers.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
They are all hyaluronic acid, the same ingredient at the base. But how they're formulated is a little different, and the main difference is basically on the viscosity, how thick it is. Some of them are very thin and very flexible. Some of them are very tight and structured. And based off of where we need to use the fillers, what areas, more superficial versus down deep to kind of lift up, is why we make them at different levels of like fluidity.
Okay,
Fluidity.
and how long does a Restylane usually work? Fluidity.
Fluidity.
I like that.
It's not a word, but
I know,
okay.
but it is now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, as I am watching and editing this movie, I'm looking at my jowls and I cannot believe what a difference this procedure made. Wow.
So again, depending on where we place the fillers and how thick and cohesive they are, depends on how fast your body will break down and metabolize them. The more kind of softer fillers that are used right at the surface, we don't want them to be really thick and lumpy, so they're going to break down a little faster because they're more flexible.
So
right?
about a year?
So for instance, areas that move a lot, like the lips, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
For areas that aren't moving a lot, like the cheeks, where we put it down deep, up to 2 years sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is the other product that's like Restylane? Would that be Juvéderm?
Juvéderm.
Okay. So Juvéderm and Restylane are very similar.
Yes, they are very similar. They're both made out of, again, the hyaluronic acid component, and it's again just how they're formulated in how thick or thin the product is. Juvéderm, there's a lot of products. I've only showed you a couple of them today. We have Voluma, Juvéderm Ultra Plus, and Voluma. And this kind of shows us the spectrum of, again, the products that are used down deep that are a little thicker versus the ones that are more superficial and thin. So Juvéderm Voluma would be equivalent to Restylane Lift, and that's what we're going to be using today.
So we're not using Voluma.
Correct, we're using Lift.
Lift. So in here we do the thicker, and here we do the thicker because it doesn't move.
So the lips are one area that's really mobile, and when you're making a motion constantly, you can form little lines, especially around the lips. And those are difficult to get rid of with Botox because we need the lips to move, right? So
that might be nice for everyone if I Botoxed my mouth. Tiffany, Botox your mouth, okay?
Yeah, she's like, anyway.
Anyway.
So yeah, so fillers are an option for those fine lines that you can get around the lips or along the cheeks, chin areas, other places where we're not trying to create volume, but we're trying to fill in a superficial little wrinkle on the surface.
So this is me now, and now I guess we're gonna get ready to do this.
Let's do this.
Are you getting excited?
No, now I'm starting to get nervous.
Don't be nervous. We're gonna put a little numbing cream on.
Put a lot on.
This is a compounded cream that we have made that has topical
Really?
anesthetic in it. Yeah.
Thank God for Coco and my girl posse, because I am terrified of needles. So this was not an easy decision.
The cost on this, I'm sure everybody is really curious. This is per syringe, right? The cost is per syringe. So per syringe, that's what you're paying for. So it just depends, you know, and you don't want to probably go in and get the person who's doing the cheapest syringe because you're also paying for the talent
Exactly.
And you know what? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You don't want a bargain shop cosmetic.
No.
Don't bargain shop cosmetics.
Make sure you do your
Cosmetic
research.
procedure.
You want someone that has experience specifically for facial cosmetics if that's what you're going to be doing. And yeah, absolutely. You get what you pay for sometimes. So
Yes.
if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yes.
Look at all their before and afters. Make sure it's theirs and it's not the company's before and afters, because they do that a lot. So for this Y-lift, it takes approximately 6 syringes. 6 syringes. So when people go in and get fillers, it's usually about 2 syringes, I notice.
Yeah, 2 to 3, obviously depending on how many areas you want to treat.
So this is a big filler deal. It's supposed to be like a mini facelift, so we'll see.
Yeah, liquid facelift. Yeah.
I barely made it through Pamela, and that was 2
But look at
syringes.
how good you're looking
I know,
right
it
now.
is looking really
The
good.
swelling is coming down a lot.
It is. I can feel it getting numb
Good.
Yeah.
around my mouth.
Oh, because she's so bold and brave, and there's just certain things that floor me that
She's scared.
Mhm.
It floors me that she even gets scared.
I know,
Right?
I know. Yeah, first of all, and then over something
You're
that's
so fearless. You're gonna be totally fine. You know
I
how
know.
this goes.
I do.
Deep breath.
Okay,
You know how to
So just
What we're
don't
gonna
you
do
be
right
nervous.
now-
Just don't you be nervous.
I'm not. A couple of landmarks. So we're gonna go from the kind of the corner of the mouth here up to the corner of the eye. Okay? And then we're gonna come from just kind of below the tear duct here. These help us to kind of get our landmarks of where we need to target your filler product. So there's a couple of areas that we know where we kind of lose volume, and specifically kind of in this lateral or the outside of the cheek. That's one area that we want to target for sure. This is kind of like what we would consider almost like a little danger zone, because there are a lot of vessels in this area. So when we inject there, we just kind of need to know where that is, and so we can avoid causing any major damage. And it really just gives us the angles of the face that we're trying to achieve. The other thing
So that you keep me even.
So the other thing we're doing is we're going to mark along the jawline here, so we can figure out exactly where we need to give you the definition to kind of create that nice angle. So the idea is we want to make with the Y-lift basically in a Y shape up, okay? So we're creating the angles to kind of make those contours like she was talking about. So when we think about kind of the point of the chin where it hits at the angle of the jaw here, and that's what we're going to mark out. So we're going to kind of feel for where naturally her angle would be, kind of down in here. And she's missing that definition here. Okay.
I'm missing it big time. I
Yeah.
have jowls.
So we want her to have a jawline again, so we can see this shadow that it creates underneath to create a definition between her cheek and her neck.
And 1 teaspoon is gonna do it all, huh?
1 teaspoon. Just a spoonful of sugar. Okay, are you ready to see the transformation? Let's get started. The filler has numbing in it. It has lidocaine in it. So as we inject it, it gets numb. So it's kind of perfect. Yeah.
do you actually feel it, or is it
No.
just
I
pressure?
can hear it.
No, I can hear it.
Yeah, the
It
squish.
makes
Crunching.
like a Rice Krispie
Yeah.
crackle pop.
Yeah, it sounds like there's Rice Krispies going in my
So
face.
you're following your line?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Like in my mind, the line's gone now.
Right,
But
right, but that's...
yes, that's kind of like our landmark, and I just wanted to put that on there so everybody could understand like why we choose that. Look at how she has
Yeah.
a cheek right now.
Right.
See it? Can you see it?
Wow.
Pretty
How
cool.
pretty.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So you also fill in where
The temples.
our temples where they start to dip
So if I were to give her all of this volume down here,
in. Yeah.
she would look hollow even more up here.
Right.
So we definitely have to balance where we're giving, if we're doing it all in the lower, it wouldn't give a natural look.
Right.
You know?
I've had my
Do you like
temples
this,
done.
Sandy?
Yeah, no, it's pretty,
So
it's
far, so
very
good.
subtle, but it's
Mhm.
pretty amazing.
And we've only used a portion of 1 ml. Okay, one syringe down. This goes down deep onto the bone basically, and it lifts up from below. Okay, deep breath.
I see cheekbones.
They do exist.
Look, it's like not, like right here is like it's always flat. I feel like I have such a flat face. I see cheekbones. Now the bane of my existence truly is this saggy thing. And I keep being told all I can do is plastic surgery.
You know, they make a filler that can go in this tear trough area and it can
Are you
smooth
kidding
that
me?
transition. Exactly.
Can we do that?
We can.
Let's do that today.
We can. We'll do this first.
Is it a special?
This really bothers me.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
You love it?
I love blood.
Oh. I just like blood.
Oh, look at that cheekbone.
I
Is
know.
that crazy?
That's our goal here. Why we jowl is because we lose the volume here and all of our skin with gravity falls down. So by lifting the skin up, we get rid of all of this here.
But this looks
Yeah.
even so smooth, you know,
Yeah,
right?
and it does help with the contour under the eyes too.
Here we go. The jaw.
I noticed you go straight in instead of like
You
at
can,
an angle.
you can go at an angle if you're really trying to get more of this area here, which for her we're doing Kybella.
Right.
So to me that's going to tighten that automatically.
Right.
Where I want to give her definition is kind of right here and create that angle again.
Yeah.
So actually this is kind of nice because we can go down deep below the muscles where you're
Right.
from chewing and it can sit right down onto the bone and then it doesn't break down as fast, it lasts longer. Okay.
Wow, look at, can you see the shadows? Isn't that amazing?
You can see the difference?
Yes.
Really?
Look at the hair.
Look.
Appreciate your body and your face while you have it. And we're like, I'm never going to look
I
as
know.
old as you.
Yeah, and you think,
To buy a bathing suit, you couldn't wait for summer. to
Right.
get your
Oh
new
yeah, and you
bathing
had
suit.
one little
yeah.
pooch on you and you're like, oh, look at that. It was like this big. And now you got stuff hanging over a bathing suit. You got to wear a high-waisted one piece.
Spanx under your bathing suit.
I'm glad the Kardashians have made Spanx like sexy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Appreciate your youth while you have it, girls.
It's gonna be sore tomorrow.
It'll be
probably
It'll
as
probably be
well.
sore, yeah. I'm going to keep taking the arnica. I'm going to go, I didn't get it on the way here. I am going to take, I don't know if it works afterwards, but I know pineapple works for bruising. I should have been taking it for 3 days. But will it help if I take it
Help.
today?
You're honestly not bruising. So I think you're going to be just fine.
The trick is breathing out while it's going in. Thank God for Nicole slapping me. That's it.
That's it.
Now this jowl still shows a little more. Should we put a little more here to pull this up or no?
So now, yeah, that's a good question. Let's look to see how we can kind of fine tune because we.
Like this jowl is almost gone.
That's pretty, yeah.
Can you see this jowl or this jowl? This
Contour.
contour?
Yes.
And this was my biggest jowl.
We have a little bit left.
Right? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So this was 7 vials, correct?
7 syringes, yes. It's not even.
All this just went in my skin. 7 syringes.
Yeah, but
So-
you're looking refreshed.
This is not the cheapest procedure of fillers, but it is like getting your face lifted for 2 years without getting plastic surgery for those of you who don't want to do plastic surgery like me.
1 or 2 syringes would be doing a disservice and you wouldn't really see any noticeable
And I'm not
change.
puffy.
Yeah.
Like so.
It is. It's crazy.
Now we're gonna make my dog eyes a little less dog eye.
So we call this tear trough, and why she gets this delineation here is she retains a little fat pad underneath the eyelid here, but the one down below has started to drop down with age. So we're filling in that void right in here to create a more smoother transition so you don't see this big shadow there. That's the whole idea. She doesn't like to watch. Thankfully she doesn't have to. Okay, Okay, ready? Little poke here.
It's interesting how you go so low.
Yeah, because there's a lot of blood vessels in here.
I didn't feel a thing.
See? So if we were to go right here, it's a higher chance of bruise. So we have this whole length of the needle, so we can actually start our poke down below. So this is called Voluma. This is actually a Juvéderm brand product. So this is specifically made for very, very superficial lines. It's a very soft and fluid. Oh yeah. So it's kind of cross-hatched and it's made very cohesively. And so it does take a little bit longer for the body to break it down.
Yeah.
And we're just going right at the surface here and trying to just kind of soften this little line that she has, which is actually kind of sweet. It's more like a dimple than anything. I wouldn't want to take it away completely, but maybe just kind of contour and smooth it a little bit so it's not so pronounced.
Morning. It is the next day after I got my fillers. I honestly am pretty happy that I did it. I feel really good about it because I don't want to look fake and I don't want to look unnatural. I just want to look my best self. I want to look rested. I want to look not like I just woke up and I'm haggard and I didn't get enough sleep. Okay. And one of the main reasons that I'm doing this video is because so often, I would say the large percentage of women who get any kind of injections, fillers, Botox, they don't talk about it. They don't want to tell you what they did. I don't know why women feel embarrassed to say what they've done to make themselves look better. It's okay. If you do something, it's fine. It's your choice and you get to do what you want. It's your face. I want to tell you, this morning when I was taking my weekly shower,
Pamela.
Where's this gonna go?
Pamela.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
What were you doing to relax in the shower?
Please tell us.
I was washing.
That's good. If you were in the shower.
A good start.
I was washing, and when I was washing, I reached back and I was washing my butt, which you need to do, and I felt it, and you know what?
Get a little more specific.
I felt my butt.
Your butt. Okay.
I felt my butt,
Still there.
and I
Not
said,
your thigh, it was actually a butt.
and when I felt my butt, I sent you so much love and joy for keeping my butt up. It felt tight and big. She's my Pilates teacher too. She's an amazing
I
Pilates
need you in
teacher.
my life. That's great.
I go twice a week, and I have to say, first of all, I don't pee on myself anymore.
Okay.
That's huge.
That's
Huge.
huge bonus.
For me. And Pilates lifted my butt back up. Like, I had a big butt muscle this morning, but it would be on the back of my legs, and it was in a nice place. Like, I felt my butt and I said, dude, that's a nice butt. I was really happy with my butt this morning, so I wanted to thank you.
I need to say it.
Yeah, we